me being frank, to expand your legal expertise and then do what? Like, why not just go to law school? How will the scoring change now? The scoring is going to be exactly the same. You're still going to have that range of 120 to 180. Anything beyond that, I'm not really sure about. Setting up study groups. Oh, let me scroll this down. So, study groups are good when they are used correctly, and this is something I talk about in the pre-law masterclass. So, a lot of people want study groups because in reality they want a tutor. They want somebody to hold their hand. They want somebody to tell them what to do. They want to play around. That's not what a study group was for. Like in law school, our study groups were, the way they were set up is we're in a room, we're all studying together in the same room, but we're individually doing our own thing. And at certain moments, we may come together to review this or to go over this, or we may come together to do a practice test as a group, as a collective. But the purpose of a study group isn't for them to necessarily teach you, because just as you are trying to learn, so are they. So it's unfair to come into a study group looking for somebody to be your tutor and you ain't paying them a dime. So a study group in you guys' case, it can be used if you say for example, you and a group of friends, you and a group of future lawyers, y'all get together and y'all do a full-length test. Y'all, have a little lunch break or whatever. And then after y'all do the test, now y'all are reviewing each answer and explanation together. You're writing on the board. That's how you use a study group appropriately. Or let's say all of y'all are doing Khan Academy and you want to just watch the video lessons together, but you still have to have that individual component. Like your study group partner isn't now your tutor. And I think that's where a lot of people have it messed up. But back to these questions. Do you think they change in the amount of sections will affect the test scores? No, the scoring will not change. I'm not sure the details of that, but they're saying this is still the same test score range, blah, blah, blah. And honestly, y'all, I think, again, that's how they're going to have a hard time trying to convince people that they have to go back to the original format after this, because they're basically proving that it doesn't have to be this traditional in-person testing. It can be remote, and COVID is... My battery is dying, so I'm going to have to log off soon. Do you think more schools will push back their dates for applications? I do think schools are going to be flexible on their acceptance. On their application deadlines because of Corona. But for my future lawyers, at least, the ones that I was working with earlier on, all their applications were submitted no later than like January, February, before all this madness really occurred. So if you're still trying to get those applications submitted, I would just really have a hard conversation with yourself and ask yourself if you're really ready for this. Would you recommend test takers to use prep programs that they will potentially use for the bar? No. No. I recommend for you to start with Khan Academy. Free LSAT prep, completely a free program. It's a really good program. It's low-key mind-blowing how good it is, being that it's free. And then from there, you upgrade to one of the next best options. In the pre-law masterclass, y'all, I include like a whole chart that breaks down the top LSAT prep programs. And of course, Khan Academy is my first recommendation, even in there. Can you recommend what I should be studying while in undergrad to prep me? So, if your school has a good LSAT prep course, then take it. But word on the streets is that no college really has a good prep course. And I mean, so many of my future lawyers have tried them and they have been like a waste of money or just time. Unless they get just end up getting an 8 out of the course or whatever. Outside of that, I would work on your writing for sure. Learn your grammar skills. Learn, proper sentence structuring, all those type of things. But outside of that, there isn't really any preparing necessarily for law school or courses you can take to better understand the LSAT, unless some people say like you can take like philosophy courses, but I'm honestly, I don't know anyone who said that and just made such a huge difference. Latoya said the masterclass is the truth. Thank you, thank you. I want to do the masterclass. I'm still an undergrad. The masterclass is for you. So it's a completely online course. It's about 8 lessons. We cover everything from the LSAT, how to study, how to create a good study schedule, when you should be doing practice tests, when you should take the actual LSAT. We cover what your personal statement should look like, your diversity statement, your law school list, your recommendation letters, why you're even going to law school, your mindset. I mean, we cover so much, and there's homework assignments, like I'm tracking your progress, like literally everything is done. A dual degree or completing the other degree before a JD. So, I mean, it goes back to your career plans. So if your career plans call for that dual degree or another degree before a JD, then sure. But what I don't want you to do is to do a degree before law, like a graduate degree. Did I say that right? What I don't want you to do is go to graduate school so that you can get a higher GPA just to apply to law school. That is the most ridiculous thing ever, because guess what? Regardless of if you go to grad school and get a 4.0 GPA, guess what GPA they see when they get their application in their hand? Your college GPA. They may see your grad school GPA if they're really looking into your application, but the first thing they see is still your college GPA. Like if you want to go get a master's degree, fine, but don't get a master's degree just to make your law school application better. No, all that money you invest into a master's degree, invest that into some good LSAT prep and stop playing with me. Let's see. The 1L Success Academy is still available. So for those of you like the one, my future lawyer that I mentioned that just got $30,000 a year, so it's pretty sure she's going to law school at this point, starting this fall. You definitely want to sign up for the 1L Success Academy. And it would behoove you to not only sign up for the 1L Success Academy, which is going to teach you how to graduate law school with honors, but the reason you would want to sign up for it now is because I think most of us have a little bit extra time on our hand, and you can actually take your time and go through all of the content before you even start 1L year. And then you can have that on hand, but you won't have that pressure of keeping up with it as well while you're actually in the semester. So you can really get a good head start on what you need to know to be successful during your 1L year. And the cool thing about the academy is I partnered with my classmate, who I call Coach Ebb. Her name is Ebony Brown. We call her Coach Ebb. She graduated top 6%. Like, she's smart we're both smart, but she was a little bit more disciplined. I mean, I was disciplined, don't get me wrong. I graduated with honors too. But Six graduated top 6%. I graduated with honors, which is like top 25% or something like that. But Sis is top 6%. Like, only like 3 other people were in front of her. So she got that law school thing figured out. So I partnered with her for the 1L Success Academy. And again, all of these details, all these programs, from my online courses to my workbooks to us working together one-on-one, all those details are right on my bio. Someone said Georgetown bends for the right student. I don't disagree with that. Maybe this will be one of my last thoughts for the night. I always wanted to go to Georgetown for law school. I got my 144 LSAT back, and I told myself not to even apply. I didn't apply. And then maybe a few years later, I found out that somebody with a 150 LSAT, only 6 points higher than me, got accepted to Georgetown and got a scholarship. I was sick. I told myself no before they could even tell me no. Don't be like me. I mean, granted, I'm not salty about that anymore. Like, I ended up where I was supposed to be, right? But yeah. So again, someone was mentioning the Masters of Science in Law, and I get it, but it's like you can't practice law with that. So unless I'm missing a piece of the puzzle, like how that connects to your career goals. If that aligns with your career goals, then great. But again, after that, you would still have to go to law school. So, you're in business school. Okay. So if it aligns with your career goals, sure. Let's see. I think we need accountability partners. Yes. So a lot of what I do is serving as y'all's accountability partners. That's why I try to hop on live as much as possible to answer your questions, etc. So Latoya says she's been getting emails from school saying they're all pushing the deadlines back because guess what? They have to actually come together a lot of times to decide who to admit and who to deny. And, we really aren't allowed to be together right now unless they might be doing it virtually. But, so it wouldn't surprise me that, yeah. So you don't really have a desire to be an attorney. I got you. Okay, so if that's the case, then shoot, go and get your master's. Should we order Black Law's dictionary in the blue book now? No, you don't need to order that. You order that once you're in law school, girl. No, I don't know why they would recommend that. You don't need to buy that right now. Let's see. Princess K said, I want to do law in the entertainment field. That's what I do. But I don't want to be doing contracts your whole life. Any advice? You don't have to do contracts your whole life. You can do contracts for a portion of your life. But I mean, entertainment law does involve a lot of different agreements, from distribution agreements to recording agreements to management agreements to booking speaking engagements and the logistics with that. So but then it can also involve you could be working with entertainers who need trademarks, who need copyrights, so it doesn't have to just be contracts, but that is a big part of being an entertainment lawyer. So this is something to think about. Great advice about using money for a good law prep program rather than grad program. Yeah. As well help with case briefing. Yes. The One L Success Academy teaches you guys how to case brief, and it teaches you outlines. And the cool thing about the academy is I've included some of my own outlines and some of Coach Ev's outlines and case brief. Like, we give you guys a sample case. You learn how to case brief. Like, literally, we cover everything in the academy. Let's see. Someone said they're applying to Stetson. Several of my future lawyers have gotten into Stetson with really, really good scholarships. Does the academy span through the entire 1L year? So the format of the academy is from August until December for your first semester, but it can from August to December can easily be transitioned from January to May. Like, it's the same structure, the same, all of that. Thoughts on gap years? At this point, if you haven't applied to law school for fall 20, then yes, you should take a gap year. Okay, yes, ma'am. You should definitely sign up for the academy. All right, guys, I have 1 minute and 44 seconds remaining. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Again, go on my stories. I have the 5% merch on sale. And that's about for 2 more hours. I literally woke up and just randomly decided to do that this morning. Click the link in my bio for the free law school application timeline for the academy. Thank y'all for joining. LSAT Flex, stay safe. Like, I know I'm kind of sounding really lighthearted, but that's just how I cope. Like, stay safe, cope how you can. I love you all. I wish y'all the best. Stay safe. I'm praying for everyone. We're going to get through this. We're going to come out of this so much better. All right, guys, I'm going to log out. Have a good evening. And again, DM me, email me, whatever, and we'll talk soon.